All right, welcome to SSN Mobility. I'm here with Jill Harris today, and we are going to focus on hip mobility, which will lead us into splits, which will likely lead us into all kinds of other fun stuff. And so we're going to start with a few standing roll downs. You're welcome to stand against a wall. If you do not have that, that's fine. So when I'm standing here, I'm trying to line my hips up over my heels versus in front or in back or any other place that they could be. And just reach your arms up super tall, up towards the ceiling. Lift up through your baby fingers, and then lower your head towards your chest and start to roll down all the way. So as you roll down, your sit bones, which are right in your hips, are gonna lift and your chest folds forward. If your hands are not touching the floor, you can grab your elbows. If your hands are touching the floor, think of pushing into the floor with your hands to pull your chest closer to your thighs. And then inhale, roll up slowly. You'll feel your sit bones arrive over your heels, then your low back, mid back, shoulders, neck, and head. Inhale, lift up one more time. Good, we'll do that 2 more times, guys. I'm gonna spotlight Jill, who has a beautiful roll down. Yes, so Jill, lean into your toes more, and that's really for everyone. It might make you feel like you're falling. You will not. Then think of connecting your ribs to your thighs. Relax your head so I can see the back of your neck. Perfect. And then inhale, roll up all the way. Again, you could do this twice as fast or twice as slow as I'm cueing it. We're gonna aim for about 1 more at this tempo. Inhale, lift up a little bit more. Yes, imagine my hand is in your low belly and you're pulling your abs away from my little hand. You're leaning into your toes and lift your sit bones up, 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 up. Perfect. From here, guys, let's walk your hands forward into like a downward dog shape, but with wide legs. So your feet are about the distance of a yoga mat apart, and then bend your knees a little bit and feel your sit bones lift up towards the ceiling. So again, those bones in your glutes. And then from here, let's take one hand to the opposite ankle. So you get to pick. We're gonna do both sides a few times. Good. And then release your hand to the floor. And then opposite hand comes to opposite ankle. To clarify, that would be right hand to left ankle or left hand to right ankle. Good. The next time you bring your hand to your ankle, stay there. Truly pull your chest towards the ankle that you're grabbing, and then look under your armpit up towards the ceiling. At the same time, send your sit bones, send your butt up to the air and ground through your heels. So push back. Yeah, that looks great. And then inhale, release your hand to the mat. And then exhale, we'll switch hands. So once you've got your ankle or your shin, whatever you've got, bend your knees just a little bit so your sit bones go up, up, up to the ceiling, and twist, twist, twist. So if you've got your right hand on your left ankle, you're bringing your right ribs towards me. Right ribs are reaching, 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 but your sit bones go up to the air. And then make sure your neck isn't doing anything crazy. And then relax your hand down to the mat. You're in your regular wide-legged down dog. From here, let's widen your feet out a little bit more. So you're in a super wide stance. And then walk your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. You're in more of a wide-legged forward fold. Yeah, if you are near a wall, that's gonna give you a little support. If you're not, you'll have a little more freedom. I just showed Jill this before class. It's pretty fun. You're going to bring both of your hands over to your right ankle. So that's step 1. We're in a side stretch from your left outer hip to your left shoulder. We'll go slow on the first round. Now start to bend both knees and tuck your left knee behind your right knee. You're going to turn around to face the back of the room, whatever that looks like for you. End up in a seated spinal twist. You all do yoga. So you've got your right knee stacked on top, left leg on bottom. Bring your right hand outside of your hip. So it's on the mat, and then reach your left arm up high to the sky like you have a really important question, and side bend. So you are in a deep side bend over to the right, and you are pushing down through your left sit bone, and then keep creeping your right hand further and further out. So we're anchoring our hips and then pulling your left arm overhead. From here, guys, show your armpit to the ceiling, like a razor commercial. Yes, exactly. Let your armpit face the ceiling. Perfect. That looks great, everyone. Now lift your arms all the way up, cartwheel them down to your left. And then as they cartwheel down and touch the floor to your left, you're going to uncross your legs, end up back in that wide-legged forward fold. Perfect. I'm gonna spotlight myself for 1 second just to show, because this is one of my favorite things ever. So now I'm walking my hands over to my left, holding my chest down. I bend both knees, tucking my right knee behind my left. Left arm reaches up like I have a really interesting question. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches overhead. I'm stretching so much, but then I remember to open my armpit. And then I'm going to cartwheel my hands down to the floor, uncross my legs, end up in the wide-legged forward fold. Hands walk over to the right. Bend both knees. Left knee is behind the right. Reach your right arm up high. Right hand comes down low. Stretch your left arm overhead. And then exhale. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor. End up in your wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands over to the left, and I'm switching it back to Jill. You guys have got the gist, I think. Yes. Again, linger where you want to linger. Move a little quicker if there's something that you need to do faster. This is one of my favorite ways to open up the hip, because you start to open up your external rotators, the glute medius, that if you ever do Pilates or aerial or yoga, probably on the tight side, yes, you can make it a fabulous circled arm. I love all the things I'm seeing. And when you are even on both sides, will stay in your wide-legged forward fold. There is no rush. You guys look amazing. Beautiful. Yes. Should feel like a little bit better as you keep going, that you have more space in your side body. And then once you're done, fold forward and actually walk your hands back behind your legs. So if you're right up against the wall, scooch forward a little bit more. Jill, looks like you've got good room. So your hands are walking back towards the wall behind you, in between your ankles, and you're trying to fold, yes, exactly, fold your chest down to your thighs. It would be really easy if the wind blew for you to fall into a somersault. Exactly, so your sit bones are lifting up higher and higher and higher. Nice. From here, let's take your left hand to your right ankle. You got it, and then reach your right arm up to the ceiling. This is a theme. We twist our spine so that our hips can let go a little bit. Pull the crown of your head towards your spine or away from your hips, and then open your right arm a little bit more. Pulse your arm back here, pulsing back 5. That looks excellent. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold forward and bring your right hand to your left ankle if you can. So your hands are crossed over each ankle. Yes. Now pull your elbows wide. Pull your chest to the middle of your legs. Keep pulling. Yeah, so your head might be on the ground if you have a long torso, which we seem to have a lot of. Perfect. Now keep your right hand on your left ankle. Lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Yeah, it's gonna feel a little funky. Lengthen your spine away from your hips. Pull your arm up to the ceiling like I'm grabbing your wrist and rescuing you from the floor. Open your chest more and pulse your arm back. We're pulsing back 5, 4, waist is long, hips keep reaching away from your chest. 2, 1, beautiful. Cross your left arm in front of your right, bringing it all the way to your right ankle, and then pull. You're parting the Red Seas with your elbows. They're pulling apart, each hand on each opposite ankle, and you can, exactly, Brenna, I'm seeing something awesome. You can twist if you want to your left. So you're getting even extra action here. Yes, you're doing it too, Jill. Everyone is doing it, and it is awesome. Perfect. From here, we are going to spotlight me for just a moment, and you may have done this a million times, but it always helps a lot. We're going to turn your toes out. We're going to start to sink low into one knee, press your other foot, and then lift your hips up and sink to the other. Now, this may be literally everything that you do, and this is great. You're getting into your inner thighs, into your external rotators. Now, if I want to get a little fancy, I'm going to open my arms out. And as I go to my right, I sweep my left arm overhead, big side body opening. And then as I go to my left, I sweep my right arm overhead. So I'm stretching through my whole side body. That could look like me crawling my hands across, staying low, or keeping one hand down and reaching the opposite arm overhead. So as I go to the left, my left hand comes down and my right arm opens. Either option, any option, is going to keep you getting into your hips. Nice. And this is where you can really make it work for you, especially if your dog is on top of you and inside your body. Use that. Yes. And if you feel like lingering to one side, go for that. Nice, Jill. So as you reach your arm overhead, think of opening your armpit to the ceiling. So we're getting all of your side body to open. Yes, and Brenna, flex your foot. Yeah, beautiful. Perfect. Nice, guys. Let's do 2 more each side. Just blink dramatically if you are feeling your hips. Yes, I saw all of the blinks. Beautiful. The next time you're over to the right side, which is where you mostly are, now let's stay there. Perfect. That was amazing timing. You guys are great. So you are going to grab onto your right ankle with your left hand and sit your hips back onto the floor if you can. Yes, I'm seeing it. Reach the right arm up high to the sky like you have a really important question. And then side bend a lot. Perfect. Now open your top armpit to the ceiling. If you can grab your ankle, congratulations. I want you to keep reaching through that arm and open your chest towards the ceiling. Turn your navel so it is laser pointed at my eyeballs because I'm staring at all of you. Keep opening your chest. Yes, Jill. Now reach your arm up by your actual ear. Best you can. Yes. So you're pushing down through your right sit bone and your right hand is going, no, I want out. I'm far away. I'm the farthest away that I can possibly be and still be attached in the same body. That's perfect. All right, guys, here comes a fun transition, I hope. We're gonna cartwheel your hands down to the right and come into a low runner's lunge. So you have your right leg forward, left leg back. Yes, Jill, it's happening. So the lunge is gonna have your back knee lifted, perfect, and then start to just rock forward and back in your lunge. Exactly. The trick with a lunge, which is both aesthetic and functional, is our back rounds a lot. So remember all that length we created from twisting? Bring that back out now. So pull your ribs away from your hips, exactly, and lifting your gaze can help. Usually we wanna kind of be in the moment and relax our heads, but for now, let that lengthen out. So you have a line from your heel to the crown of your head. You are the longest of your entire lifetime. Good, we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Excellent. Now guys, lower your back knee down. Bring both hands inside your right foot. You're going to bend your elbows, round your spine, and lower the crown of your head to the floor. And then inhale, come up to straight arms and up to your fingertips, pull your chest forward. Do these strange push-up. Yeah, so keep your fingertips down. All we're doing is bending your elbows. You got it, Jill. Round your spine, let your forehead come to the mat. Yes, my mentor calls these pigeon push-ups, and then inhale, roll up. Let your head be the last thing to come up and maybe look up to the ceiling. So we're starting to flirt with our back bend. Exhale, round down, inhale, lift up. Good, and Jill, you're doing so much extra credit, but you can lower your back knee down. Yes, that was really impressive. Something I would literally never do unless I was being filmed. Perfect. The next time you guys are down low, round your spine so much and open your right knee in what can only be described as a dramatic fashion. Let your right knee be way uninterested in being near your body. From here, take your right hand to your right inner thigh and press your knee away from you. It's like getting out of Dodge. You could end up on your left elbow. You could end up maybe even stretching your left arm forward and resting on that. These are all big maybes. You could say no, no, not a maybe. Yes, good, so you're pressing that knee out. That looks awesome. Now, if you are somehow on the floor flat, congratulations, truly, that is amazing. Let's come back up onto your left elbow. Dramatic right arm circles. Reach forward, all the way up and back. Yes, we're gonna grab your foot, but not just yet. As your arm comes up, push your hips forward. Your hips will want to lift with your arm and don't let them. So your arm comes forward, up, and back. And the whole time you're imagining I'm kneeling on your sacrum in a super healthy way and your hips are not moving. This rotation is coming from your upper back. This looks so excellent. Let's do 3 more. Yes, and let your gaze be interested in where your hand is going. It's following, it's following. Yes. Excellent. The next time your arm circles back, lift your left foot and grab onto your ankle. Yes, and if you can't do things, thank you for being human. I'm gonna spotlight myself for 1 minute because this is my good side and it will be easier to show you things. So, I'm on my forearm, I've reached back, I've miraculously got my foot. You've got a few options here. Option one is just made it, hang on. You can open your shoulder more, continue to turn it forward. You can pull your heel to your bum. You can, extra fancy, point your fingers up to the sky. So my fingernails are in the same line as my toenails. So I'm awkwardly opening my shoulder, opening my quad, pushing my hips forward, and then I'm going to try to check out my handiwork and just hold here. I'm also feeling a massive stretch in my left side body, and my left elbow pulls back in order to pull my chest forward and then rotate it even more. It is intense. We are here for about 10 more seconds. So pick your favorite variation or find a variation that you can tolerate. Sometimes when it gets really intense, which for this is almost the whole time, I'll kind of pulse in and out. So you could pull your heel closer and then let it go away. Or count your breaths, or think of your favorite pop song, something that is not letting you stay connected to what is happening in your actual quad. You guys look great. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, my friends. From here, you are going to walk. Let's see. Let's walk your hands back and reach your arms up to the ceiling. Jill, you look awesome. Your arms are up over your shoulders. Your front knee is bent. Yep. Send your hips slightly further forward. You guys are all looking awesome. And pull your left hip bone forward. If that was a headlight, you want it beaming ahead. From here, bear with me, you are going to lift your left foot off of the mat and try to tap your butt with it, no hands. So this is hamstring. Flexibility is about so much more than stretching, right? We have to get so strong to make these poses look like they're easy. You guys are amazing. We've got 3. Yes! 2, smiling is optional, but sometimes it helps. Also, patting your knee can help. Good. Now from here, take your hands and place them on your low back. Your fingers may face out to the side. They may face up to the ceiling, but you're pushing your hips forward. When you feel like your hips are as low as is possible for you at this time, it's a lot of qualifications, lower your hands down to the floor. Yes, it can totally happen. If possible, get your hands back by your hips. Yes, Brenna. Yeah, so your hands are in line with your actual pelvis, if possible. From here, walk up onto your fingertips. So they're giving you just a little bit of support. I do not know if it is a short person thing, a long torso thing, but I can only go down onto my fingertips. I'm gonna spotlight this for a nanosecond. Hold on. Push your left hip forward. So as I mentioned, it is hard for me to comfortably get my hands down, but I'm pushing my hips so far forward that I'm pretty low. Then my fingertips, literally just my fingertips. I'm not near flat hand land. I'm going to pull my chest forward, lift my gaze up. I'm going to keep sinking my hips low, and then bend my back knee, try to look for my foot, and then lower. I may not ever see my foot. It may lift up 1/2 centimeter, and my chest may lift up 1/2 centimeter. Either way, I'm trying to bring my back body and my back foot closer to one another. Again, that could look like any number of things. You could also have one hand on your front knee. If you have a wall, you could have your hand on the wall. We're opening your chest and then sending your heel towards your head. We have about 5 more. Yes. If you just biked 30 miles and then decided to start running right immediately after, this might not be your favorite moment. But nothing is permanent. This will be over. You will feel differently a different day. Yes. And can everyone feel your hamstrings as part of the band right now? Yeah? Okay, great. Final thing here, which is not my overall favorite, but still worth doing because we connect the hips and the shoulders so intently, is from your lunge, Bend your back knee. We're going to reach to grab your foot with one or both hands. I have choices to kick my foot away from me, or to pull my heel in towards me, or to just keep one hand on the floor, grab, work on pulling, work on kicking. My hand could come inside my foot, very similar to how we were on our forearm. Either way, we're just working on opening your quad to the fullest extent of the law. Yes. They occasionally teach this in yoga. Yes, Jill. Now, imagine I'm there grabbing your ribs, lifting your chest up, pulling your left hip forward, and then gently pressing your forehead back. So you're going into slight extension. And then from here, recruit your biceps, everyone. Pull on your leg. It's not going to fall off. You're just going to feel that, yes, you have 4 quads. You'll feel them all, know them by name. And then Brenna, if you can, bend into your front knee just a little bit more. Yes. Kind of shimmy if you guys have ever done this in a yoga class. Right, almost never. But it is valid. From here, we are going to release your foot as gently as you can. Bring your hands outside of your hips one more time and slide into your first split of this class. You are more than halfway through of this class, so this is not going to last for the rest of your lifetime, I swear. Yes, and then same rules apply here. If you can, walk your hands outside of your hips. Why? Because we want the weight of your shoulders going down onto your pelvis. It's just like architecture, right? You want the first and the second story of the house pretty close to each other. Same thing here. If we can have our shoulders over our hips, even if that means tables, blocks, whatever. So Jill, come up onto your fingertips. Exactly. Beautiful. And then move your shoulders back. Like imagine I'm grabbing the back of your sports bra and pulling it back in space. And then everyone let out some level of a sigh. I don't have to hear it, but your body should acknowledge, okay, I'm making these choices. No one has put me here. This is my own decision. And I'm just settling in what is like pretty uncomfortable, but it's not forever. It's in fact for less than 10 more seconds. So try to do 2 more deep breaths that end in a sigh. And as you sigh, please, because it's kind of nice, see if you can sink 1 inch lower. It shows us that breath is actually pretty integral in all of this, almost more than me. Let's do 1 more big inhale. Move your shoulders back, everyone. Yes, Miss Melody, I see you. You look awesome. Good. And then exhale, settle in more. Perfect. Final thing here, because you are also ready for it. We are going to take your left hand onto your right outer thigh. Bam. And then your right hand onto the outside of your left thigh. You are in a major twist. This will, yes, Jill, you are twisting. You could put your left hand on the floor. I like that one too. It's very Britney Spears. It's all happening. So I like this because I am a cheater of the square split. I'm an uneven split land a lot. And it is just, it's something I got to work on. So this helps to lift your ribs away from your hips. You can do this without twisting and just visualize pulling your left hip and left ribs forward. Yes. And then if you are in that twist, Miss Brenna, I see you. Move your head back towards the screen a little bit. So your head's over your shoulders. And then look over your right shoulder a little bit more. Yes. Really beautiful, guys. Let's unwind and walk your hands forward over your right thigh. So you're in a forward fold, but in a split. Yeah, so walk both of your hands towards your right foot. You have got this. Straight forward, 1 hand on the outside, 1 hand on the inside, and try to melt your chest onto your thigh. Yes. And you can come out. No one has to live here. This is not your forever zip code. All right, when you're ready, the easiest way to get out of this is to gently lean to your right, bend your back knee, and you are fabulous. Extend both of your legs in front of you. So legs are straight out, staff pose if you are talking yoga business, and your legs are straight out in front of you. And then this is not so fancy, but it's really nice to kind of check in, like, did my work? So legs are extended straight out in front of you. I'm sorry, I'm blending you with my mat. You're lifting up out of your hips And then lean forward with your sternum like someone's pulling your breastbone forward. Pull over your legs, exhale. And then inhale, lift, 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 and lift up again a little bit more. 4 more times. Exhale, fold forward, and then inhale, come up. I would imagine that you are going to feel a slight difference in your legs. Perhaps your right leg feels longer and your left leg less so. Let's try 3 more. Good. If you can, guys, lift up onto your sit bones even more. So imagine I'm grabbing onto your ribs and lifting them away from your hips. Yes! Or you can pull the flesh out from underneath your sit bones, which we've all heard 100 times. The next time you're in the forward fold, stay there. Yes. Good. Maybe reach and grab your outer ankles. You can round slightly, absolutely, and then pull your chest forward, like you have to listen to something I'm saying. Lift your chin, pull your chest forward, and pull your elbows back. So elbows are pulling. Yes, 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 yes. Then fold your chest forward. Maybe cranked a little bit more length, a little bit more space between your low back and your mid back. And then breathe a sigh of relief. Good. 50% down with the splits. That's great. Okay, from here, however you would like, let's make your way into a standing forward fold with your legs wide and then your back is to the wall. We're going to go into the left side. Maybe if you're lucky, that's your favorite side. Is this anyone's favorite side? Yeah, I see you. Okay, from here, fold forward. Again, probably feeling a difference in the hamstrings from your right and left side. And then I'm going to show you something really ugly that really helps your hips. So you're in this wide-legged forward fold. I'm going to show it at a slight angle. So I'm here. I'm going to bend my knees, open my hips, and lift my chest up. Maybe reach my arms up. Inhale. Then exhale, lower my hands, send my hips up, send my chest down. My toes are slightly turned out, so I'm sending my hips back as low as I can, and then my arms come up by my ears, reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, hands lower, and then hips lift. 3 more times. So this is basically a primal squat, but we are adding on a dancery, bendy moment, which is your arms lifting up by your ears. Yes. And a small cue that helps a lot is to think of your baby fingers lifting up a lot. So yeah, so let your baby fingers, that's going to let the underside of your arm lift, which is also your shoulder. Let's try about 2 more of those. And then maybe your butt will touch the floor. Yes, I'm seeing all of this action. This looks awesome. The next time you're low, stay there. Everyone stay. Excellent. Bring your arms a bit narrower to your ears. Then from there, pulse your arms straight back. They might go behind your ears and maybe even give you a little bit of a breeze. That's how really big they're moving. Feeling a big stretch from your hip bones up to your baby fingers, and then sigh of relief, forward fold, hands down, and then walk yourself over to your left and end up in a low lunge. Yes, so you've got it. You've got your back knee lifted, front knee is over your front ankle. And take a moment here, guys, to really pull your chest forward like we just did in that seated forward fold. Keep creating space between your hips and your ribs and rock forward and back. Nice. And then from here, try to get light in your hands. So they're there to guide you, but your weight is not shifting into them. Your weight is lifting away from them. Hips low to the ground, chest pulling away from your front thigh. You are probably feeling things here. Yes. Now, let's lower your back knee down for a moment. Reach your arms straight up to the ceiling, and then feel your shoulders stack over your hips and your arms are over your pelvis. From here, imagine I am pulling your wrists up, so lift your ribs away from your hips. If there are wrinkles in your shirt, they're going away because you're getting so tall, it's unbelievable. Now, similar to before, imagine my hand is on your low belly. Pull your low belly in away from my hand and lower down to the floor. Hands come inside your front foot. Perfect. You can right away open your left knee so you're on your left baby toe, if that feels good to you. And then bend your elbows, pulling your elbows straight back. Round your spine, touch your forehead to the mat. Take a minute here, guys, and keep pulling back with your hands so you'll feel your lats right underneath your arms engage. Your head is low. And then inhale, come up, open your chest, maybe look back towards your back leg. So up and back, exactly. Exhale, scoop your abs in, bend your elbows, round down. Yes, so we're in deep, deep flexion here. And then inhale, as you come up, we start to go into extension. Your chest pulls forward. You look up maybe at the ceiling, maybe at your back leg, all big maybes. 3 more. You guys look great. As you round down, notice if your knee wants to get narrower and try to tell it to not. So keep your knee opening exactly. Yes. This is how I trick my body into external rotation, my least favorite way to move, where I have the least amount of capacity. Because we're waxing on, waxing off, moving in and out of this versus trying to force something, which I find is hugely helpful when it comes to mobility training. The next time you are low, let's stay there and stay on your elbows. Good, your back knee is down. You're almost on your right quad. You're imagining that your knee is like not an issue because you're so low. Now, keeping your hips that low, we're doing dramatic arm circles with your left arm. Reach it forward, up, and back, and let your gaze follow it. So you know how action figures have a lower body and an upper body? You're stabilizing the lower body, and your upper body is turning away from it. Lower body is just loving its own life. Upper body wants some freedom, is reaching forward all the way up, and twist, twist, twist back. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Reach, 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 lift up, 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 twist, 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 see your back foot, and then lower down. Last one. We know the excitement that awaits us. As your arm reaches back, lift your right foot up and maybe grab your foot. Yes, you can 1000% come up onto your hand, onto your fingertip. Once you've got your foot, which it looks like we're all there, press your hips forward more. Then start to open your left collarbone so much. It's just so much. You're opening, and then pick your right ribs off of the floor. So lift up, yes, and then turn them towards your back foot. So you're really twisting, wringing out your thoracic spine. Beautiful. If you want, this is when you can pull your heel to your butt. You can pivot your hand so that your fingertips are reaching up towards the ceiling. So you've got the palm of your hand where your foot and ankle meet. It's a very awkward shoulder one. It helps with things like dancer. Yeah, so Brenna, yes, you're doing it. And then keep pushing your heel to your butt, and then lift your chest away from your left thigh. Yeah, so there's still lightness. We're not sinking into this. Good, Jill. Pull your heel in maybe 1 more centimeter, and then just little pulses, like you're listening to your favorite song and this is your dance move. Pulse it in, 5, 4, 3, 2, very slowly, no slingshot, release your back foot. And then we will reach both of your arms up, up, up to the ceiling. So we're back into that kind of regular lunge. Place your hands on your pelvis for just a moment. So 1 hand on each hip, and try to pull your right hip forward. So the right hip is usually wanting to get out of dodge at this point. Right hip pulls forward, and then keep pushing down through your hips so they're staying grounded, but pull your waist away from that. So we can stay this low, but create more space. Then from there, reach your arms straight up to the ceiling. Pull your arms back more than they want to go, just for now. Beautiful. And as much as they went back, press your hips forward. Yes. From here, 5 times, lift your right foot. Try to kick your own butt. You can flex, you can point. If this is funky on your knee, you could lower a hand. You pick. We're turning the hamstring on. Lift out of your hips. Lift your chin slightly if that's available. And now the next time you are able, reach back and try to grab your foot with both hands. For me, this is a lot of balance, so I like to interlace my hands over my foot if that becomes available. You can use a wall. You can put one hand inside your front foot. Yes, this looks so great, guys. It's actually easier once both hands are on there. It's like an unfair thing that until you can do both hands, it's horrible. Lift your ribs away from your hips and pull your right hip forward. That's going to help you pull your right rib cage forward. And then exactly, pulse your heel in towards your butt. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly, no slingshot, release your back foot. Lift your chest up and try to get your hands on the mat outside of your hips. So you might need to sink into a little bit of a lower lunge, but trying to have your hands outside of your hip bones. Beautiful. Whether you have long arms or a low lunge, those are advantageous, but you will get there. Come up to your fingertips and then pull your head back a little bit, Jill, if that's okay. And then push your hips forward. Imagine just lifting your chest off of your left thigh. That looks great. And the hands are there just to give you a little balance. We're going to start to lift your sternum up to the ceiling, look towards the ceiling, bend your back knee. It's as if you're going to kick your own head with your back foot. It might even be the thing that you do, but maybe not today. Yes, so we're bringing your foot and your head closer on an exhale, and then inhale, lengthen. Good. The lower you sink your hips, the more possible this becomes. Yeah, 100%. You can put one or both hands on your quad, one hand on the wall. You guys look amazing. Beautiful. Let's do just one more and hold it for a nanosecond. You say your whole first name, middle, and last in your mind. Hold it for that long. Yes, this is beautiful. Beautiful. I love how this is looking, guys. Excellent. And then slowly release your hands outside of your hips or as close as possible, and we'll slide in or towards your split. And visualize that you're on a bit of a tightrope. Beautiful, Jill. Yes, split city, guys. If possible, walk your hands back more and more. Jill, you've got this. It looks so awesome. Walk your hands back a little more, and then imagine there's a camera right in front of you, and you have to give them a headshot. So you have to face dead center front, shoulders over your hips. Move your head back like I'm gently pressing your forehead away. Yes, nice, guys. Lift your chin and sink lower on your next exhale and sigh. Good, 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, sigh, and sink a little bit lower. Excellent. 1 more inch of wiggling your hands back, Jill, if you can. Inhale, walk them back, lift your chest up. Big sigh, you guys look amazing. And then on your next exhale, walk your hands forward in front of your left foot and fold forward. They can be on the inside or one hand on each side of your leg. Yes. This looks amazing. When you are ready, which could be this exact moment, lean your weight to your left and you're going to come out. I know you guys can't see me, but I'm smiling. I'm so proud of you. This looks beautiful. And the left side is not everyone's favorite. So lean to the left, and then let's end up in your wide-legged straddle. Yes, so that means legs are super, super wide. And then lift up so that you're on your sit bones. Your super wide could be as wide as your yoga mat. It could be a total 180 if that's your thing. We're going to grab onto your elbows overhead, like you're making a picture frame for your head with your arms. Yep, all the way up by your ears, exactly. Lift your elbows up and then lift your sternum up more. So if you have a wall behind you, you can totally lean into that and let your head go back a little bit more. Beautiful. Okay, I wasn't going to teach this, but we're going to teach a fun pose. I am imperfect at this, but it's beautiful. So from your straddle, we're going to bend one leg in. So I'm bending my right leg. I'm not mirroring you because it's a lot of nouns and verbs. I'm going to move my mat so you can see my actual legs. So I've got my right leg bent. I'm going to pull my left knee in towards my armpit and start to walk my hands up my leg. So from here, shoulders come down. Start to pulse your leg up towards you. You could have that facing your nose or facing your shoulder. Then right arm comes up. Try to grab onto your foot, your outer foot, and bend your knee. So now I've got right hand on my left outer foot, left knee is open. I'm going to sneak my left hand inside my foot. So that's pretty sneaky. Then I'm going to try to get my knee or the back of my leg, my calf, up on my shoulder. So lots of things are happening, very similar to that pigeon push-up. From here, I'm going to start to straighten my leg by pressing my leg into my shoulder, lift my chin up, and open my chest. So I'm kicking so much that my leg can actually stay. My arm is not doing all the work. My bottom arm is pushing back. My leg is pulling up. If I can reach some part of my leg, I can open my armpit up to the ceiling, lift up a little bit more. But again, I could stay here without that hand. Whatever iteration you're in, hang tight and try to pulse your leg up towards the ceiling. We'll do 5, 4, yes, Jill, I love that. 3, 2, 1. Perfect, guys. We're going to slowly lower your leg down. Again, this class can be used for you to then go into all of your warm-up world later, if this is just your prep to go do all the bendy things. So we're ready for the second side, which means we're going to bend your left leg so your heel is close to your pubic bone, and bring both hands onto your right foot, ankle, shin, whatever you can get. Lift your leg up, and it could absolutely be slightly bent. Rotate your chest to face your leg, and pulse your leg towards you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to bend your knee a little bit. Take your left hand to your right outer foot and lift it up a little bit higher. Looking awesome. Let's bend your right leg. Sneak your right hand inside your leg and press it to the floor. On your next exhale, start to press your foot into your hand and try to hook your knee over your shoulder. From there, keep pressing your leg away from you. Rotate to your left to try to straighten your right leg up. If you are here, lift your chest more and twist even more to the left. Then we can inhale, bend your knee, kind of round your spine, get away from all of that intensity. And then exhale, start to straighten your leg up, look to your left. Yes, excellent. Let's try 3 more breaths here. I'm seeing a lot of these beautiful positions. If you've got your foot, think of rooting down with your right sit bone and pressing your right heel away. And then find your deodorant commercial where you've got your armpit facing the ceiling. Yes, Jill. Perfect. Nice, guys. We are going to slowly come away from that and then just sit cross-legged, regular cross-legged life, and reach your arms up and overhead. Grab onto your elbows. So do it in the way that feels awkward. So opposite elbow on top. Lift up out of your hips. Get a little taller. And then gently twist from right to left. It is not massive, but we're going to try to neutralize everything that just happened. And then pull your head back by your upper arms so your head is on top. Yes, beautiful. And then walk your hands forward in front of your legs, coming into a nice forward fold. See if your sit bones can stay rooted so you're creating more space between your hips and your ribs. Your head is super, super heavy. Beautiful. And then let's roll all the way up to sit. Reach your arms up high. And then from there, let's try to come up to standing without touching the floor. So any leg variation that you would like. Yes, perfect. And we're going to end the same way we began. So come into a position where you can do a forward fold, against the wall, not your choice, and start by reaching your arms up and overhead. Shift some weight into your heels, lift up through your waist, and then pull your lower abs in to roll on down. Hands lower, head lowers, shoulders, mid-back. And then when you're in that forward fold, shift forward more into your toes. Relax your neck and head. Yes, beautiful. And then we will roll all the way up to standing. You can have your arms at your sides once you arrive. Thank you, guys. You did awesome.
Thank you.
Unmute you all. How's everyone feeling?
It feels so good.
Yay, I think this time, I think it worked well with the going back and forth, and I'm just going to end this recording.